Good morning, good day, good afternoon, or good night to everyone who is watching us. This is Jan and Rudolf back here, and today we're continuing talking about skills. It's a very big and important topic without which we can't imagine any success in your freelancing or small business development activity. So today we want to touch the topic of vicious circles. How are vicious circles relevant, or how many times did you stumble upon the vicious circles? You felt you were in a vicious circle. I think this topic is relevant to every single person on earth, and some people never get out of all the vicious circles they're in. Some people manage to get out of them, and some people manage to get out of most of them. So they're in the end dependent only on some of them, which nobody can get rid of. But some examples of vicious circles we can bring. In order to succeed, you need to get money. But how can you get this money if you're not successful in the first place? So you cannot get out of this small social vicious circle. How do you get out of the vicious circle to be able to get the skills which require time and money investment? Because without that you cannot get high paying or high income skills in the first place in order to invest them into the mastery that you're going to get, and that mastery will in the result will bring you great financial independence. So there's a vicious circle. If simplified formula looks so, without money you don't get education, without education you don't get the skills, and without skills you don't get the money. So here we are. Skills, money are interdependent. The money you wisely invest in education, and the skills you get and result you acquire will turn the yield in income for you. So getting rid of the vicious circles, meaning getting more of financial independence step by step. Rudolf, what can you tell us about the vicious circles that you have encountered?
Thanks for the long introduction. Vicious circle, for everyone who doesn't know what is a vicious circle, it's we call it also the hamster wheel. So it describes the problem of not having enough, or be trapped in a process without escape. Like think about a 9-to-5 job where you think you need to have the money, but because you need to have the money, you trade your time against money, and then you don't have money to do other things, and like that the life ends or continue until the life ends, and you never have anything to do that you could try to change that. So that's the reason we speak about some strategies how to approach that. So the first step is so everything starts with skills. Without skills you can do nothing. So you need to have get skills, and it starts in school. Even it's not the best place, but this is the place where it starts. You need to build skills in the school, then university if you need that, but maybe there are better ways, so that you come in a position that in the first place that you can be an employee and first get some money, because you need to pay bills, you need to eat, etc. So this is the first step. The second step, I would say, you try to execute a transition from an employee to a freelancer, because a freelancer is more in a position to continue building skills, because he doesn't need to wait for the orders or the permissions from his employer. In most cases, an employer, he wants you to be qualified, but not too overqualified that you can become dangerous or too much independent. Because I studied management, and it's a really a topic that is not they have even a name for that. They call it personal branding. So this is a way how to do techniques to make an employee stick to your company, and not being able emotionally or from the skills to move to other competitors or to competition to change anything. So just because you need his working power. But this is what the employer wants. Yeah, the employer wants that you earn his money for him. But this is not what you should want, because you want to get the max out in your situation. So the first step is to become independent from your employer by becoming a freelancer. Yeah, but the problem with freelancers are that they still trade time against money, and they never become completely free. Because as long as you trade money, time against money, you always the moment when you stop to work or you try to learn something new, you have the money problem again. So it's always a mix between having not enough time and having not enough money. But like I said, it's the first step. It's better than always be an employee. But it's a similar situation. And then you continue working on your skills. And then you have ways, for example, every situation is different, but in my industry, freelancing software developer, you have two options. Either you find yourself, you make an agency, you open an agency where you delegate the work that you get to others, or they back up you with their working time. Yeah, so you become a little bit independent. Later you can hire a manager who manage more for you, and you just sell your name or your brand as the expert in the market. Or another way is that you find a way to have a scalable business, like a product that you can sell, a course, info product, or coaching, real consultation by having calls where you just consult people. As a developer, it's difficult to do that because most time they want you to implement something. We spoke about the implementation, why it's important. This is also the right way to go for the most companies. So you need just to find a niche that works for you. And yeah, and some of my mentors there suggest to start with the high income skill. Yeah, this is like the moment where you work as a freelancer. To be really to be successful enough, you earn a minimum of 10,000 with your knowledge, with your implementation. This I call high income skill. Then you transit to a business owner, or you stay where you are and you invest your money into a high return on investment objects that give you 10% of return. Then let's speak about the wealth triangle. If you call it like that, the wealth triangle. Yeah, first the high income skill, return on investment, and then have a business. Yeah, and the business, like I said, it's either an agency with employees or something scalable. Yeah, also with a team or whatever. Yeah, like that you can build up. You can reinvest then your money back to the high return on investment opportunities, and yeah, like that. What do you think?
The same example I can share from things I've learned from Robert Kiyosaki. He has shared his quadrant, yeah, the 4 parts. So most people are employees. Yeah, that's the first stage. The second stage is you are self-employed or you're a small business owner. And the third stage is when you have a bigger business already, you have developed it into a bigger business and it works for you. Yeah. So there you already partly trade your time for money, but more of your workers and partly your money already generates income. And the fourth and most desired of all is, of course, investor. Yeah, when you don't work for the money anymore, but the money works for you. Yeah, so 4 transition phases. But unfortunately, or that's reality, most people can't get of this vicious circle that they are always employees, always dependent on an employee, always need to look for a job, and yeah, basically their life is in the hands of their bosses. Yeah, so in some countries, of course, employees are more protected, as it is in Germany, for example. In other countries, less protected. So tough luck if that happened to you. The company went bankrupt or you were fired for some reason. So yeah, obviously you want to gain more independence, more stability, which is most likely you can gain through transitioning, get out of the vicious circle towards the next stage, which is when you are like the boss of your own thing, of your own work, of your own business. Yeah, so you are selling something, you're doing it on your own, and you depend on your clients, not on the boss.
Yeah, so the market rate your value, not one person with his subjective worldview, his political opinions, who likes you or maybe doesn't like you that much or whatever. Yeah, I would say in general, business is a skill game. Yeah, so it matters which level you are. Yeah, they're like in bodybuilding, they have the junior league and then the advanced league, etc. Yeah, like in every sport. And the employees in general, they're the most unskilled people. Yeah, also with the mindset, the most scared people. Someone with skills, he wants to. He knows that he is better than many people, and he wants, in most cases, also he feel courage to do something by himself, to not share the yeah, the earnings that he generate with his boss, basically. Yeah? Why he needs a boss, yeah. And a freelancer, but it's still freelancer is still not that. It's a level up, but the next level is something scalable, business owner, yeah. This is the next level, and for that you need additional skills, more knowledge. You need to know how to handle people different, more efficient, yeah, because a freelancer, he have his sales and execute and collaborate with a team. But it's a completely other game when you need to lead people really, when they rely on you and you pay them the money and etc. So it's another game, you need additional skills. Everything is a skill game in the end. And it's important to understand that, yeah, like you mentioned, you have basically assets that generate money for you, the investments, yeah. Only this asset can make you free financially, if this is the right term. Even I would say it's more about financial confidence, yeah, because everyone need to come to a point where he doesn't need to trade money against time anymore, and he can do things that really matter, that maybe are more independent from money, like open source that really evolve the humanity, maybe, or art, yeah, something that really takes a lot of time, maybe 10 years, 20 years until it shows really huge results, yeah. So yeah, so that's the point, yeah, that you need to go, yeah. And yeah, do you have something to add?
Right, yes, I totally agree with all your interesting thoughts. Indeed, I have went through that also in my life, and I've learned a lot of things through trial and error, also through my own mistakes, also watching other people or my own colleagues that I've studied with in the college, in the university, where they get what they do. Actually, not many of them are doing what I'm doing. Yes, I'm self-employed, I'm working for myself, I have my small business, and I'm planning to transit into a bigger business. Yeah, so some of them actually have no idea how I've done it. Yeah, how did I manage? And some of them wouldn't even imagine doing what I'm doing. So yeah, that's what I've done. But definitely, I have more freedom to choose. How do I invest my time in what? And also, I'm in a better place to acquire assets. Yes, because I earn better than them, most of them. Yeah, for the reason that I've mastered the skills and I can sell them for a very high price in the market, yeah, which takes you many years, yeah, and also only if you have enough clientele, yeah. So looks like this vicious circle of getting out of that position when you are dependent on everyone and everything around you is a big thing. Yeah, so whoever managed to get out of that vicious circle is already a winner once. Yeah, the one who has mastered the transition from a small business, which is self-employed or small business owner, to a big business owner. That's already a much harder step forward. And the hardest of all is, of course, from a big business towards an investor, obviously, where the money works for you around the clock, not you for the money. Yeah? So it's up to you to decide whose slave you want to be. Yeah, you want to be your boss's slave that writes a contract for you and you have to sign it and you slave for him, or you want to be slave of your own destiny, of your own work and or of your own clientele, or you want to be the slave of the money, yeah, because if you work for money, you are a money slave, obviously, yeah. So who wants to be a slave today? It's up to you. Everyone decides for himself, yeah. So when money works for you, you have achieved financial independence, yeah. So the privilege of having more choices in life is, of course, yeah, unbeatable. Yeah, more money gives you more choices that you can spend the money on or acquire more assets, which will, in return, as an investment, will give you more independence and also more control. But of course, yeah, some worries maybe to control how they perform, what they bring, what they yield, how they yield. Yeah. Do you have any examples, Rudolf, of assets from the perspective of a freelance software developer?
You mean assets to invest, or what do you mean?
Yeah, which are your assets? Like, what assets would you call? For example, a super fancy, amazing PC that is in the top 1% of all PCs in the world for performance. Yeah, that is actually you cannot find easily on the market, but you have to build it yourself from the parts. Isn't it an asset?
In the past, I was brainwashed. Yeah, I can tell that a little bit here by that fancy creation called laptops. Yeah, and it's fancy. It looks great. No cables, and they give you that. They pretend that they pretend that it's you get the same power or similar power like a PC. Yeah, and then I got everyone started to switch to PCs. To laptops, and like everyone started to use smartphones. Yeah, and then I also bought one and become used for that for a long time. And then I forgot what is possible when you have a computer. And I remember I served clients that they paid me up to 15,000 and had a crap Lenovo, what was that, set of 550, yeah, with 8 GB RAM and 1 TB slow disk, and graphic card was bad, everything's slow. And because if you're coming from the jungle and you never see the civilization, you think it's normal, yeah. But
Right.
and it was the fault, or the reason why I started to dive deeper into the computer market and search some or better alternatives is because my girlfriend she mentioned that it's wise to have something better. Or when I charged 15,000, and she looked to that laptop that was already old and used, and but I was so cheap that I was thinking, but I want to keep that money on my bank account. I don't want to share it or to spend that for something that I don't really need now. But but I also wanted something new, better, faster, because my laptop, the programs there started to become more involved, especially Chrome. Yeah, that is one of the advanced web browsers currently, and it becomes so memory using.
Very memory intense. Yeah, Chrome.
Intense, yeah,
That's the
intense,
browser, but
exactly.
uses much more memory
Intense.
than any other browsers.
Yeah. So I had when I opened some more tabs, it froze. Yeah, and I could use it and had to wait several minutes, sometimes even 20 minutes, until the RAM was written on the disk. And it was impossible to work like that. So I spent 2 weeks to 1 month to dive deeper into the hardware, which components to choose, how to choose, reading reviews, etc. And then I chose one. I also had to decide a laptop or computer, and I noticed that when you go to the metrics, that it's incredible. I noticed that a laptop is much more expensive and provides much less performance than a computer for the same price. And I was thinking, I before I was not aware of that. Yeah, I thought it cannot be that different. Yeah, and I also was blended by so many developers. They use laptops all the time, and I was thinking, okay, they have to know that what is good, and you are a developer and you need to compile code and etc. it takes time, so you don't want to spend time waiting, but it's fascinating. And I found out that it depends on the age, but in general, you can say not all components, but a computer can be faster by factor of 5 compared to a laptop, yeah, for the same money or similar money, yeah, factor of 5, and I mean, I want performance. I don't need to travel, need to work in the train all the time. Yeah, I want something that just work. And it's also a kind of hamster wheel phenomenon, yeah, that's
Vicious circle.
vicious circle, yeah, that you lose time by using tools that consume all your time, yeah, because they're not efficient. So I would recommend everyone build your own computer. It's I feel so much I wasted time that because someone like us, yeah, working in front of the computer online, I mean, it's not someone who just open a laptop for half hour a day, yeah, it doesn't matter then, but someone who every second counts, yeah, so you need the best machine that you can afford and use it, yeah, and also a bigger screen, a much better keyboard, yeah. I have a mechanical keyboard. No laptop exists with a mechanical keyboard, yeah. You only have plastic crap, yeah, and or worse, yeah. And little screens, everything's slow. You cannot play games if you want that from time to time. The screen is a little, like I said. And the worst thing is you cannot replace components also, yeah. You buy it once, except your Apple, that is another story. I would not recommend to buy Apple products either. I mean, this is also a skill, yeah. When we speak about that, it's a skill to build your own computer system. You can outsource that, then you need to rely on the crap of others, yeah. Or you go to someone who teach you how to build your own system, and then you have that one time mastered, and then somehow you can go from there. It's like you know how to ride a bicycle somehow, and then from there you can train and go and continue figure out what else you need. And even I'm technical person. I was not able to build my own, choose my own computer components. I had to work that out first by reading and choosing and asking people and all that things. So yeah, some people said the rich people, they count the time more than the money. So everything that saves time for you, because time you cannot get back. Everything that saves time for you. If they see someone who clean your apartment, yeah, if you can afford that, just that you don't need to do that nasty work, yeah. The traffic, if or one of my mentors said, build your business around your lifestyle. If you want to work at home, then start to build your business around your home, and then it gives you clarity what to choose and what not. And so you can see an employer who wants you to go to the office, you can reject him directly. You don't need even to think, because he is already disqualified by the fact that he wants you in the office and you want to work at home. So, but yeah, you need to build it organically. You cannot jump from schoolboy to business owner of 500 employees. Even someone give you a chance, you don't have the skills. So like you go to the bench press and try to press 100 kilo without ever trained. It's not going to work. Yeah, even someone give you a chance for that. So that's the reason I don't believe so much in the concept of investors. Yeah, the most people fail because not the money, because lack of resources. Yeah, that they have in their mind, in their skills, etc. So yeah, I would suggest everyone to focus on the time more.
So we have learned a big lesson now, that one way to get rid of vicious circles is what? Build assets, acquire assets. Without them, you will never get out of vicious circles, and you will be always a victim of all the vicious circles that are imposed upon you all your life. Yeah, because you are born in a system, you have to obey the system, you have to obey those rules and to circulate and function according to those rules. Yeah, if you break those rules, you could be very badly actually punished for that. Yeah, so a way to get out of the system is to what? To acquire assets that will give you freedom, will give you choice, will give you money, will give you time, that will give you all the prerequisites to be able to build your future much better and to control your future much better. Yeah, instead of being always a victim of all the circumstances that you are in.
Yeah, but the freedom starts with the mindset. You need to have the right mindset. And one big mistake that many people do is they try to fit in. They try to follow the others. But if you follow the others, you get average results. You need to be able to take the leap of faith and go away from the mass and try some things alone. Go like the lonely wolf part. Yeah. And you need to have a character for that, a personality, because it's like you go alone through the darkness, alone, and you don't know what happened, what can happen, etc. And if you fail, if you fall to the ground, and people may laugh about you and say, look, that stupid guy, of course he failed, because look, it's so much ridiculous idea to go that path alone, etc. He would just die. Yeah, but this is exactly people who judge like that. These people, they never try anything in their life. They still live in their mother's house. They're not married. They don't have children. They don't have any girlfriend, and they're like children. Yeah, in their head, they don't evolve. So don't listen to that people. Yeah, people full of judgment and scarcity. Yeah, try to create your environment in a way that you surround yourself with same-minded people who want more than just 9-to-5 jobs and a little salary, yeah, who have dreams and visions. Yeah, I think this is the best way to escape the vicious cycle.
Yeah. Here is very important again, the same principle of your dream, of your desires. What are your dreams and what are your desires? If your dream and desire is to do everything you are still doing now, then you would always get the same result. Yeah, you would always, or worse. Yeah, not better, most likely. Yeah, unless something's going to happen to you, which happens to less than 0.0001% of people. Yeah, so most likely it's the process of entropy. Yeah, everything goes down and worse. Yeah, as we're not getting younger, nobody's throwing money at us, nobody brings us things for nothing. Yeah, so it's all a very complex, let's say vicious circle, that we live in. So what is important, formulate your dream and follow your dream. Yes, so and you create assets that would allow you to get out of vicious circles in order to build your dream. Yeah, because if you are in the vicious circles, you will never get out of them. Yeah, you will never get out of this situation, of this cage, that holds you back. Yeah, so all right, Rudolf, it was great talking with you about that, and let's touch the next topics in the next webinars, and more specifically the ways how you actually, what exact steps one should do in order to get those skills and get out of vicious circles. Yeah, I will bring some very good and useful examples that will give you a much clearer idea of what you have to do in order to get those assets and get more freedom and independence. That was Jan and Rudolf with you today. We're looking forward to talking with you and meeting next time. Feel free to comment, like, also subscribe. And we have also, we put some links into our Facebook and LinkedIn groups. Feel free to join them too. Thanks a lot, Rudolf. We'll meet you next time.